hey, my name's Plaidley. I think that's my real name. Look it up if you can. What were we talking about? I feel like I was in the middle of something, and something happened. Oh well, I'm sure if I sit here in silence for long enough, I'll eventually remember what it is. How long have I been holding this?
Willie and Boris.
They got both of them?
10 fun games.
10!
This game was developed by Artplant AS and published by Stabenfeld AB, released in 2007. Before Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games, Artplant was most famous for their well-known game Pony Girl, or as it's more commonly known as, Full Fart I Stellet. They also made Pony Girl 2, aka Der Traum vom Eigenen Ferd kom mit in den Stall 2. And that's about as much information there is about Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games. That is until I did a Who Needs Normal and did some deep research into Stabenfeld AB. Thanks to my good friend, the Internet Archive, I was able to locate the company's website and discovered that they owned a club called Pony. It was a horse book club where those in the club would get exclusive benefits every month, like a magazine, horse books, games, and other fun horsey items. Probably some horseshoes or something, I don't know. I also found this quote: "Your child is Pony."
No, my child is not Pony.
It turns out that Willie and Boris are the two main mascots for this now defunct club. I found a comic book titled Willie and Boris: The Early Years, which offers a unique look at the backstory of these beloved horse club mascots. There doesn't seem to be many copies of this book floating around these days. In fact, eBay only has one copy listed at the moment.
Oh, look at that. I conveniently have a copy of Willie and Boris: The Early Years right here. It looks like I'm now responsible for the preservation of potentially lost media. I'm gonna rip it in half.
It looks like this comic book at one point belonged to Emma, Eleanor, and Nina. I wonder how they're doing. Have you ever wondered what Willie and Boris were like when they were small? Or how and when they became friends?
Every day of my life.
Well, wonder no more. The answers are here in this book.
Yeah!
Our story begins on the farm with Willie. He was juggling and then he splat, and all the other horses laughed at him. He said, "How dare you, I'm gonna kill you all!" And then he decided to run away to the circus to be with his dad. So then Willie left and he went to Big City where this ugly guy was like, "Honk!" He said honk. He didn't honk his horn, he actually said honk. It's weird, he's a weirdo. And then he discovered a cat. Oh, that cat reminds me of someone. I don't know who. And then the duck is like, "I don't know what's happening." The squirrel's like, "I don't know, man. What are you talking about?" And then he sees the clown. He scares the clown. The clown's like, "No, I hate horses," because he's racist. And then this guy's like, "Yeah, welcome to my circus, little horsey. I'm gonna help you see your father, but I'm lying because I'm evil." He had to do all this work, and it was free, unpaid, untaxed labor, which is illegal, until he killed the guy. He hung him upside down, and he got him, he killed him. He found out his dad was not there, so then he went onto the train and said, "Moo." But now we're going to Boris, because you see, this is Boris. He moved here at 3 months old, and here he was born there. So this guy, named Outback Jack, see, he's not wearing a shirt. And this guy just does not like to wear a shirt. This is the second time we've seen him shirtless. That's pretty crazy. Stop showing him shirtless. I'm uncomfortable. They ran away together. And so she wants to go somewhere. He's like, "I'm gonna go too." And then you've got the snake. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you." Until he just has a heart attack, I think. And these doggies are like, "I'm gonna kill you." Oh, they gotta run. There's these guys who throw rocks at the dogs, and then they save them, and he needs his baby Sarah. So then Boris is like, "Yo, dude, I'll go find her." And then he found her. She was stuck in the tree. Oh, no. And then they get on a boat, and then there's a crocodile. He doesn't have teeth, though. Then you've got this part here where he's like, "I want my teeth, guys." And so he goes, and he gets his teeth. They get to the beach, or she gets to the beach, and then he gets on the airplane, and then he sneaks onto the airplane, basically. It's this whole thing. I'm gonna skip over it. It's not really matter. He's on the airplane, and then he's on there. And this guy's got a big eye, and it's really weird. And she's wearing a nice hat. She be styling in that big hat. It's pretty cool. It's actually Boris. That's not her hat, and he thinks that's so funny. He's like laughing at her, and she's like, "Ah!" And then they throw him in jail. Okay, so then they escape. It's like the Great Escape, basically, and then they get out, and he's at the circus now. Wait a minute, you know who else is at a circus? It's Willie. That's how they met. They both went to the circus. That's crazy, guys. And then it's his dad. He found his dad and they almost got killed, but then Boris saved him. And then Boris is like, oh, I saved you. And he's like, oh, are you my son? Oh, I don't know. I'm going to have to see a paternity test on that one. He decides, Dad, I don't want to be the circus. This little girl steals Willie from the dad and Boris. Because Boris saved his life. And then they had a little circus. And that's how Willie and Boris, they met. That's how the story happens. The end.
So overall, you have to have a pretty high IQ to understand Willie and Boris the early years.
Enough stalling. Pun intended. Let's get back to Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games and stare at the cover until our eyes explode from all this Willie and Boris goodness. There they are, Willie and Boris, together again for the first time. Willie looks happy to be here, but Boris... something about him seems off. We see a few of the 10 fun games represented on the cover, including Spaceship, Weird Bug Guy, Playing Cards, and Worm and Green Apple. The back cover gives us some cool screenshots of the amazing games we're about to experience. Willie and Boris bring you 10 fun CD-ROM games you're sure to love.
Do I get a refund if I hate them?
Which one will be your favorite?
I don't know.
Add up all your scores from each game for your grand total score.
I can't count.
The higher the better.
I don't care what Willie and Boris say, drugs are bad, do not do drugs.
You can use your score to compete with your friends and find out who's best.
But I don't have any friends.
Have fun.
No.
It looks like from the start we're able to play any of the 10 games our heart desires. Can't really tell from these pictures what any of the games are, but I see a Willie-shaped horseman in the picture all the way to the right, so let's start there. Look at that, it is Willie after all. Looks like we control Willie with the arrow keys and jump with the space bar. Our goal is to collect horseshoes to avoid running out of time. I think, at least that's what it says on the bottom of the screen, and who am I to argue with the bottom of a screen?
I can't argue with that.
The controls are fairly responsive, although a tad floaty. The camera slowly pans to the right as we traverse the lands and skies of this Horse Mario ripoff clone. By collecting horseshoes, we get more time to play, but if we eat a fruit, time runs out faster.
Just like real life, 100% of people who eat fruit eventually die. That's true. Look it up. It's science.
The game ends if you run out of time or fall into a pit. Once you lose, Willie pops up as if to say,
My blood is on your hands.
I recommend falling into a pit as soon as possible because, I mean, come on. Do you really want to play the platforming game on Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games for longer than 2 minutes? Because I really don't. Let's rate these games as we go. This one is a solid 5 out of 10, very mid. The next game is Sudoku with a twist. You have to pull numbers from the line below and place them on the board. You can't have a number appear more than once in the same row, downwards or across, or in the same square. And the twist is that Willie and Boris stare at you while you play. How fun. Sure, Sudoku is just a basic puzzle game with nothing flashy or exciting, but I also played it for almost 40 minutes, which is more time than I spent on any other game in this collection. Willie shows up at the end to tell you you did a good job. Thank you, Willie, I know.
I love Sudoku. Sudoku's great. Sudoku's so much fun. I love Sudoku. It's so fun in Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games. 10 out of 10 for Sudoku and Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games. I love Sudoku so much.
Next, we got Bejeweled, but Boris stares at you as if he's gonna follow you home and hit you over the head with a shovel and throw you in his trunk and bring you out to the woods in the middle of nowhere and bury you alive. And Willie is like, Boris, you crazy guy. But yeah, no, it's just a bad Bejeweled clone, 3 out of 10. Next is a card game with very clear rules. Click on cards to put them on the table or on the stack to gain cards. Hold the mouse over the hand to do more moves in the same round. So I guess the goal is to put cards on the table to get rid of them, but Boris keeps getting tons of cards despite my ability to click on cards and put them on the table. I don't know, I spent 5 minutes trying to figure out the rules for this one, but couldn't wrap my mind around it, so I gave up, and the game immediately hit me with the classic script error I've been hearing so much about these days. 1 out of 10, terrible garbage game. This next one is an Asteroids clone, but it takes place inside someone's body. I'm guessing in Willie's body, since Boris is shown in a battle-ready helmet. We gotta shoot amoeba.
That's probably the first time anyone's ever said those words in that order.
Even if you die, Boris pops up and gives you the old thumbs up. Thank you, Boris, very cool. This one's alright, I had a little fun, controls weren't bad. 7 out of 10. The next game immediately hits us with the old Boris thumbs up action. I didn't even do anything at all, and Boris is proud of me.
Nothing fills me with more joy than knowing that Boris is proud of me.
So in this one, we place bones on the board to guide Boris to the doghouse. The score constantly ticks down the longer you take, and every time you place a bone, the score decreases by 200. So it's best to limit the amount of bones being placed to get a higher score. Honestly, a good time. 8 out of 10. Next up, we got Snake, but with a worm. Willie and Boris are both using their X-ray vision they were given in a secret government experiment in the year 1977 to watch the worm crawl through the dirt and get the apples to grow longer until the long worm bar at the bottom of the screen fills in completely. This game is fun. It is fun to be worm. 9 out of 10. Pinball is up next. Aw, yeah, I love pinball. Growing up, we had this Monsters Inc. pinball game that was super fun. Oh, and I gotta shout out my boy, the classic 3D pinball, which was also a great time. So how does this version of pinball stack up to the greats? Well, 6 out of 10. Oh, look, a matching game. That's awesome. I love matching things. There are 2 difficulty options, easy and hard. Easy is easy, hard is easy. This game is easy. Kinda boring. 4 out of 10. The final game in this 10 Fun Games extravaganza is called Puzzles, and it contains, yes, you guessed it, puzzles. And let me tell you, the variety of puzzles and difficulty here is truly astounding. 4 difficulty options and 12 total puzzles to complete, and they're all horses. This game has some fascinating puzzle piece mechanics. Not only can you connect these pieces individually, as you connect them, you can basically move the entire puzzle around, which is truly a groundbreaking mechanic I've never seen before in a jigsaw puzzle minigame in a 10 Fun Games compilation video game.
I'm running out of things to say about Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games.
Overall, this puzzle game is a solid 2 out of 10 because I hate horses. Oh yeah, maybe I should have opened with that.
Yo, what's up guys? I'm Horse Hating Guy, and welcome back to Let's Hate on Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games because it has horses in it. Why are there so many horses in this game?
Now I know what you're all thinking. What did I think of Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games?
Well, let me be honest here. I hated it. I hated the whole game. It was terrible. I didn't have fun at all. I'm pretty sure Boris has killed at least 1 guy, probably 2 guys. And Willie is complicit with everything that Boris has done illegally, by the way. And above all, and most importantly, let me just say this. This game should not have been called Willie and Boris 10 Fun Games. It should have been called Willie and Boris 1 Fun Game. And that game is Sudoku! Yeah!
Aw, yeah, Sudoku. Sudoku is just so good. It's just such a good game. I love Sudoku so much. It's just so awesome. Yeah, Sudoku. Yeah, I love Sudoku. It's just the best game ever.
I think I'm an addict.
We gotta shoot Amiibo. Amoeba. We gotta shoot Nintendo Amiibo.
It's gotta be like a...
I know, I'm doing it.
Wait.
Second.
Yeah. Hang on.
Don't do that, please.
I was expecting to be square in the face. I got a cat. I need better hand-eye coordination. Okay, one more take. Okay, perfect.
This game is funny.
This game is funny? Okay.
Why is it so funny? What are you doing?
I was recording a thing.